I was going to say, how often do you have to get on a plane and fly to Washington and bang on those doors?
Far too often. I go to DC 5 to 6 times a year, and every time I'm there,
throw up a little.
Oh my God, it just drives me nuts. Yeah, I throw up a lot. But what I do get energized by, what does really excite me and sort of reinvigorates me until the next trip is like finding the way to sit down with a congressman or woman is the hard part. Like going through the staff and the briefs, and that takes time and effort and is so hard. But once you get to them face to face and you literally tell them, hey, did you know that a scientist can't research cannabis in this country and 200 million Americans live in a place where they can take it? And by the way, the infrastructure already exists to do this and it costs no money. Like, I need your help. As soon as they hear that pitch, they say, oh my God, this is so stupid. Like, this is not immigration or gun control or the environment. Like, just let them grow some pot to study it, for the love of God.
Is it pretty bipartisan as far as you found?
It is. So as of about a month ago, there were, in the past 2.5 years, there have been 18 bicamerals, House and Senate, bipartisan letters written to the DOJ and the DEA saying, like, what the hell is going on? Why the hell are you not letting people grow? Like, it's easy, right? Just grow some weed for research. And this is people like Orrin Hatch, who is, like an 80-year-old, he's since retired, but like an 80-year-old Mormon, and then like a 25-year-old Democrat, right? Like, it runs.
It's preposterous.
Not a long party.
It's preposterous how pervasive marijuana is in the culture. Yeah.
It's crazy.
So have you thought, I know you're probably thinking strategically, you have the Mitch McConnells who will, preach one side and then legalize cannabis, or not cannabis, but hemp growth in his own state for the, the financial benefit. Have you thought about reaching out in your own red state of North Carolina to say, hey, let's have a powwow with the red side and maybe, have a conversation about this, that, we've got multiple special forces guys that you send over to, the dirty places of the world to do your work, and we do it. And now we want a little support on the back end. Have you made those type of inroads in the red states, senators and whatnot, to be able to get to? Because those are going to be the easy folks who are Barr's going to pick up the phone call for when they give him a call, right? Is if you get a Mitch McConnell making a cell phone call, Barr's going to pick that one up, and he's not too far. Politically speaking, he's got to remain his steadfast position of drugs are bad, MK, but he's at the point that he's legalizing hemp in his own state, and it's not going to be too much of a push to get him to say, okay, so for the veterans, for the special operations folks, for these SEALs who are asking for it, let's open it up for research. Have you guys tried those inroads, and what have your results been?
Yeah, we absolutely have. So Senator Tillis, one of the Republican senators from North Carolina, is a co-sponsor of something called the MEDS Act, MEDS, which is on the Senate Judiciary, and it forces the DOJ and the DEA. The DOJ is the parent agency of the DEA. It forces the DEA to essentially open the floodgates to marijuana research. So he's sponsored that. Which is great, and I'm certainly thankful for it.
I like Tillis. I got to tell you, and being a red state North Carolina guy, who actually, I will admit, voted for Obama. I really like Tillis and the cut of his jib, so to speak, and the ability for him to step up and call bullshit when it needs to.
Absolutely, and he's like, he came from business, he came from private industry, so he's a reasonable guy, right? Like, his entire life professionally has been consensus over business issues, whereas I feel like a lot of the politicians in Washington, started when they were 19. They've never had a real job. Like, they were never a teacher, a firefighter, a doctor, and they're making decisions that impact us daily and have never even been outside of the DC bubble. Like, that's somebody that I'd love to put through, but
Make him work as a paramedic in an
Just give me
ambulance
like
for minimum
30 minutes
wage.
and some cold water.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. Or like a server working for tips, right?
Any kind of public servant job. Just go do something for somebody else. Instead of brown nosing and sucking your way to the top of Capitol Hill, the shortest hill ever.
It's not even a hill. It's like
an elevation of 0.5 feet above sea level.
It's more like a grassy knoll.